Okay, we're gonna look at the practice from 15.2. You don't have that many problems to do because this is mostly a review and some of it is probably gonna be a little bit tedious. Easy, but tedious. So let's take a look at number 9. We're asked to compare 76% and 67 hundredths. You can choose to change this to a percent or this to a decimal. It's your choice, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna change 67 hundredths to a percent by moving twice to the right to get 67%. Then I can compare. I know that 76% is greater than 67%. So I can use the greater than symbol. Okay. Number 11. We have 12 hundredths and 1.2%. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to start by changing this one to a percent twice to the right, and I get 12%. 12 is much bigger than 1.2, so we can write it as 12 hundredths is greater than 1.2%. Okay? The back of the book might just tell you which number is greater because it said tell which is greater, so that's how they might express their answer. Okay? 13. 140%, and we need to compare that to 14 hundredths. Okay, so let's start by maybe changing this to a percent. So we get 14%. Well, 140 is much bigger than 14%. So 140% would be the greater number. It's greater than 14 hundredths. So again, 140% is our greater number. Okay, 15, 80%, and we need to compare that to 7/9. Okay, so this one's not quite as straightforward as the other ones, but definitely doable. So I'm gonna change 7/9 into a percent and see what it looks like. And it might not go in evenly to 100. So I'm going to divide 7 by 9, numerator by denominator, decimal hop a couple zeros. 9 doesn't go into 7. 9 does go into 70 6 times. 7 times. Whoopsies. 9 times 7 is 63. Subtract, I get 7. 9 goes into 70 7 times at 63. Subtract, I get 7. And you can probably see where this is gonna go. This is just gonna repeat 7, 7, 7, 7 forever. So as a percent, I would take this decimal and move it twice to the right, and I would get 77.7, and that would repeat percent. And whether you put that repeating bar or not, it doesn't really matter because look at our percent compared to 80%. 80% is definitely bigger. It's our bigger number compared to 7/9. Okay, dividing is not the only way to do it. One strategy, you could also convert 80% into a fraction and then use what you know about comparing fractions. Okay, last one, 17. 68%, 63 hundredths, and 13 20ths. Well, the directions tell us to use a number line in order to get them from least to greatest, which is not my favorite strategy. I think changing these to percents would be much easier. So that's what I'm gonna do. So if I convert 63 hundredths to a percent, we get 63%. 13/20ths can easily be multiplied by 5. Okay, 13 times 5, let's work that out just to be sure. And I get 5 times 3 is 15, carry the 1, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, and I get 65 over 100, which is equivalent to 65%. And now look at these. I can compare these so much easier than using a number line. The book does not want you to be efficient. I don't know why. I think it's more efficient to use percents in this case, okay? But if you were to use a number line, you need to change them into decimals and then just put those decimals on a number line. So 63 is the smallest out of all of these. So our smallest number is 63 hundredths. And then after that, 65% is the next smallest, which started as 13/20ths. So that's our next smallest. And then 68% is our largest percent, which makes it the largest number in the set. Okay? If we were to show it on a number line as decimals, okay? So I just have to show you because that's what the book said, and I know some of you are probably wondering. 2 to the left to get it to a decimal, 0.68. 2 to the left to get it to a decimal, 0.63. 2 to the left to get it to a decimal, 0.65. Okay, then your number line, I'm not starting at 0. Okay, I'm just gonna start with maybe 0.6 and 0.7. Okay, and then I would need to graph 0.63, which would be here. And that original number was, it was 0.63. And then I need to graph 0.65, which would go here, which original number was 13/20ths. And then the last number I need to graph is 68%, which was 0.68. Okay, which was 68%. And then I could show you from least to greatest, it was 63 hundredths, then 13/20ths, then 68%. Okay, that completes the classwork.